Hello, welcome to the Soulprint mini readings. I want to take a look at DeSantis. So he had, arguably the absolute worst presidential launch in the history of the United States. So not only did he look foolish, but so did Twitter and Elon Musk, because and this nonsense about oh, their servers were blowing up because there were so many people. Apparently, there weren't that many people. Actually, it's like 800,000 or something, I heard. Um, so I want to take a look at DeSantis and see how he is doing. He's out there on the trail. There was a mass shooting over the weekend in Florida. I guess 9 people were killed. Hollywood, Florida, I think it was. Um, but he's out there trying to run for president. So let's take a look and see how that's going to go for him. Now, I specifically want to look at sort of how his campaign is going to go in the next. All right, that kind I want to fine it down to a shorter, um, more immediate period of time. Um, DeSantis, presidential race. It's not the right word, but you all know what I mean. DeSantis presidential race. DeSantis presidential race. Sorry, for those of you just maybe new or sometimes find yourself screaming things at your device. Um, when I do this, whether I'm doing cards or anything else, virtually everything I say is channeled one way or another. And so understand that what goes on in my head is I'm hearing words, I'm seeing pictures, I'm trying to get all of that out in a cohesive sentence. So there are times literally where words just fail me or names fail me. Apparently, on the royal video I did last week that upset a whole lot of people, I substituted the word abduction for abdication. It's like, cut me a break, okay? Let's see what we can find out about Santos. Interesting. Okay, so we're starting off with Fool. So, normally for me, the Fool's kind of a good card. It's about, new beginnings, leaps of faith, that kind of thing. But this feels more like he's not watching where he's walking because his eyes are on the prize and nothing else sort of comes into his consciousness. He is so focused on winning the nomination. That's all he thinks about. He he wants that power. He wants to be the next president. And I don't think he's figured out that on a grand scheme, the kind of crap that he pulls in Florida is not going to fly in the rest of the country. There may be some states that think it's just fine. But by and large, his policies, his behaviors are not going to impress a lot of people, but he's not seeing that because he lives in a very small bubble. And the bubble is a group of people around him, and I don't believe it's a very big group. And apparently his wife, Casey, is sort of the primary driver, if you will. But what he has is a group of people telling him exactly what he wants to hear, exactly what's going to make him happy and make his dream and his wish come true. So he's not exactly kind of like Trump in some ways. He's not exactly getting a a sort of unbiased or a clear viewed vision of what's actually going on out there. And as a result, he has kind of blinded himself, right? Again, this is a prison of his own making. He can undo it, but he won't undo it because he's convinced he can't undo it. And worse for him, he is convinced that this is the right road. Okay. He, in his heart of hearts, God help him, really believes that what he is doing and what he has forced upon Florida is something that the whole country should adhere to. And so he's going to have a little bit of trouble with that. But interestingly, he has the Ace of Pentacles followed by the Three of Pentacles. So this really does look like there's going to be some issues with either donors or, finances. I know there was a lot of donors who were supporting him because they didn't want to support Trump. I'm not sure what end of the scale that's on right now, but it definitely feels like there's going to be money concerns, money issues. He's going to have to look for it from new sources, and some of the sources he may be looking for it from may not necessarily agree with sort of how extreme he has become. I mean, for God's sake, the guy's fighting with Mickey Mouse. Come on. Ultimately, it looks as if this um, campaign to score the presidential nomination, it looks like it is going to be an uphill battle for him. I don't see him somehow magically swinging out in front and the whole country going rah rah rah, he's our guy. um, because I really don't think that he has positioned himself in a way. A lot of the people, like the pundits, say things like, he's not ready for the big leagues. He just doesn't have what it takes politically to play kind of with the master politicians, even though somehow Trump's in that category. But anyways, I digress. So it feels to me like it's going to be a bit of a struggle. The launch was like not only a disaster, but in some ways it was a warning about how things could continue to go. Okay? So that's what I know about that. Bye-bye.